excited to have you back in the Child Center for our University of Portland basketball. In compliance with the recent State of Oregon mask mandate or events, all attendees, both vaccinated and unvaccinated, must wear masks at all times when not actively eating or drinking. We thank you for your continued cooperation. University of Portland Athletic Department denounces all racism, social injustice, and discrimination. The department is working collectively to address issues of systemic racism internally, on campus, and in the community through change, justice, equality, and education. Visit portlandpilots.com/DEI for more information. You'll find team rosters and game notes available in the Child Center lobby. The Child Center concession stand is open in the main lobby with a variety of snacks and beverages. For all the latest information about Portland Pilots athletics, including the latest scores, stats, video, game schedules, player profiles, and game highlights, log on to portlandpilots.com. The University of Portland, the West Coast Conference, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the Child Center. We thank you for your continued cooperation and assistance. Tune your radio dial at 910 ESPN Portland throughout the season. Catch all Pilot men's basketball and regular season games. That's 910 ESPN Portland, your home for Pilots basketball all season long. Fans, show your support in your Pilot pride by supporting the Pilots on and off the court by joining the Pilot Club today. Pilot Club members enjoy benefits such as free game hospitality and reserved parking at home games. For more information, call 503-943-8552 or email pilotclub@up.edu. Flex packs and single game tickets for all Portland basketball games are on sale now. Claim your seat now and don't miss any action. Visit portlandpilots.com/tickets or call the Pilot box office at 503-943-GO-UP for more information. At this time, we'd like to thank the following generous partners for their support of Pilot athletics: Nike, Coca-Cola, US Bank, Portland North Marriott, Les Schwab Tires, and Northwest Navigator. Fans, get loud when tonight's opponent goes to the free throw line, as back-to-back misses on a trip to the line during the second half means free Domino's Parmesan bread bites for everyone in attendance. Domino's is a proud partner of Pilot Athletics. Fans, today at halftime, members of the Portland men's track and field team will take on the competition in the annual halftime mile event on the Child Center indoor track. You're encouraged to go upstairs to the track right at the beginning of halftime and catch the action up close. Just a reminder, University of Portland students and student athletes, you should sit in the student section as where you may be seated in designated ticketing area. So please turn to the student section. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your Portland Pilots.
Welcome onto the campus of the University of Portland for the second half of our Pilot doubleheader today as the upstart Pilots play host for the NCAA tournament hopeful San Francisco Dons in a WCC battle. Welcome inside the Child Center. I'm Brian Slyke, joined by my broadcast partner Joel Sobotka, and we're delighted to have you here with us today. San Francisco picked up a huge road win at BYU, really building that tournament resume, and they want to keep on their winning ways to get into that NCAA tournament. Meanwhile, the Pilots, they struggled against St. Mary's. They're trying to regroup at home. What do you expect between these two today, Joel? Well, I think San Francisco, like you said, it was a huge win for them on the road at BYU. They know they can't afford a letdown. They need to come out and establish inside right away and limit the Pilots' opportunities in transition, and I think that's for the Pilots. They need to get going. They need to get out and run a little bit. They need that third and fourth score to be effective and to hang with the Dons tonight.
Well, the Dons have one of the best guards in the league. Some are saying an NBA prospect, and that's Jamari Bouye for the Dons.
It is, and he can score at all three levels. A guy that can knock down deep threes, can put it on the floor, can get to the rim, excellent at the free throw line. You're going to see a lot of him tonight involved in ball screens and letting him get off and make different plays for different people.
The Dons, they don't want to let down after a big win against BYU, so what do they need to do to take care of business today?
I think you'll see them go inside early. They've got some size inside, definite size advantage, and then that way they can score inside, set their defense, and not allow the Pilots to hang around if so.
For Portland, their leading scorer, Chris Austin. He's our player to watch. He brings the ability to change a game at any moment.
He really does, and he struggled on Thursday, but I fully expect him to step up today. They need that third scorer. They need him to be aggressive and get to the free throw line, get more shots than he had. I think he only played 19, 20 minutes on Thursday. They're going to need more production from him tonight.
It was only a couple of years ago that the Pilots took down San Francisco in this building. How do they do it again?
Well, it's going to start with their effort and their energy. They're going to have to kind of take on the personality of their head coach, Shante Leggins, and you're going to need to see a fight for 40 minutes. You're going to need to see them getting out in transition, attacking off the dribble, getting to the free throw line where they're one of the better teams in the conference shooting free throws.
The second half of our Pilot doubleheader is just minutes away. Dons and Pilots, starters in the tip on the other side. Welcome back inside the Child Center, the second part of our doubleheader on the University of Portland, just a couple minutes away from the opening tip. As they're announcing the starting lineups, we got the starters for the Dons. Kind of a similar group of faces that we figured we were going to see. Khalil Shabazz getting the start, Jamari Bouye along with Patrick Tepe, Gabe Stefanini, and then Yawin Masalski.
Excellent starting lineup. They use the term pick your poison, one of the best backcourts in the league, and also two of the best post players in the league, just with size and finishing around the rim, offensive rebounding. It's going to be a huge task for the Pilots inside.
Meanwhile, the Pilots, their starting five, Moses Wood, Tyler Robertson, Chika Nduka, Chris Austin will be getting the start.
Really important for the Pilots to get that third and fourth scorers stepping up tonight. I look for Chris Austin to be much more aggressive, and even Moses Wood's going to need to knock down some shots tonight.
And
let's introduce you to the newest man on the bluff. I know plenty of Pilot fans are excited about him being here, 11-11 in his first season, but he just brings a certain energy that the people here on the bluff haven't felt in a while.
His passion is contagious. It was that way when he was a player. It's that way as a coach. He did it at Eastern Washington. I fully expect him to do it here at Portland.
Meanwhile, on the other side, some say they're very similar in how they played and how they coach, and that's Todd Golden in his third season with the USF Dons.
Exactly. Both he and Shante were both gritty, tough competitors, leaders, led their programs, and they're doing that now, and the job that Todd's done in the 3 years he's been at USF is remarkable.
San Francisco is not to be slept on. They're part of a strong WCC, and they're the fourth team right now, although you could say they're the third team after beating BYU on Thursday to potentially make the tournament for the WCC.
They really are, and they're fighting now for that second position in the league. I mean, they're 3 games behind Gonzaga, but 2 behind St. Mary's, so each game out for them is incredibly important.
And Coach Golden, talking to him earlier this morning, just talked about they kind of felt like they learned how to close out a game against BYU, and hopefully they can turn that into a few more W's down the road. San Francisco won the opening tip. They're in black with San Francisco in green with the yellow trim around it, and Portland in their white uniforms, Portland in purple across the chest. Stefanini driving in, baseline jumper, and Duca fighting for it, and it's Moses Wood who ends up with it.
The Pilots are really going to have to battle on the boards. They did it right there and held them to 1 shot.
The refs tonight, Tom Spitznagel, Ryan McGarty, and Dennis Flannery. It's been a common talking point for the Pilots. It's their height inside, and how are they going to balance it out with the bigs for USF? And a big-time foul by Tape.
I like seeing Moses being aggressive early, got an open look off a great down screen, and he's going to need to shoot those shots, and he's a quality shooter.
And talking with Coach Leggins yesterday, he wants Wood to put up as many shots as he can. He trusts him to put the ball in the basket.
He really does.
Makes the first free throw. This Portland Pilots team, second in the nation in free throw percentage. They're shooting at 81.9%, which is tops in the WCC.
One of the keys Coach Golden mentioned was keeping them off the free throw line. It's not a great start in what their game plan was, but defending the drive without fouling.
There were some questions about whether or not Bouye may play today. Suffered a twisted ankle against BYU, but he seems perfectly fine out on the court right now, and he's ready to start things up for the Dons.
Going to see a lot of offense run through their big fella. Down screens, it's very similar to what Portland runs.
Bouye got the screen from Masalski. His first 3 doesn't go. And Tape on the end line.
You're going to see Tape and Masalski going to the offensive glass all night long.
And Duca faking the handoff. If Masalski's going to give Nduka that much space, and Nduka can make a 3 if needed.
I think you're right, and I think they're going to play off him to start. See what he does with that.
Inside to Chris Austin, going up against Bouye. Masalski tried to block it, but Austin finishes.
Great set, great read. Got a mismatch inside, and Austin can do that. He can score inside over the smaller guards.
Also known to create his own shot off the dribble. Stefanini picks up his dribble. Masalski, 4-year player at San Diego, no stranger to the conference. And he makes the easy basket. He'll head to the line for an and 1. That one is called on Chika Nduka, his first, team's first.
Masalski playing with some incredible confidence right now. I believe it's 4 straight games with a double-double, 8 on the season. Got to be one of the top newcomers in the WCC.
Masalski, under a 50% free throw shooter, but makes that one. So the Pilots with a 2-point lead now after the 3-point play.
Pilots going back inside to Austin against Bouye.
Trying to create some space. Got Bouye to jump, and Chris Austin will go to the line. Bouye picking up his first foul. And twice now in 3 possessions for Portland, they get to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was a concerted effort to go at that matchup. Tape's guard and Moses Wood on the perimeter chasing him around a little bit, and it frees up Austin in the post.
Austin, the transfer from Colgate. missing the first free throw. Team's leading scorer, he's averaging 13.8 points per game. Shooting just under 75% from the free throw line on the season. Now, Coach Legans loves this guy. He's a gym rat. He's always in here after practice, putting up shots and trying to get himself better.
I think learning the system, you're going to see, you know, his ceiling is really high as a scorer in this program.
Stefanini gives it up to Bouye.
Going to see a lot of those high ball screens for Bouye. Those big posts roll into the rim.
Shabazz, the three, gets it to fall.
As good as Bouye has played this year, Shabazz has been really good as well. Might be the best on-ball defender in the WCC.
He's averaging 1.8 steals per game. Great feed from Robertson to Nduka, but he can't finish. Almost tipped back in by Shabazz. Yeah, you just talked about Shabazz being a great on-ball defender. And talking to Coach Legs, you know, he's one of those guys that he's willing to give up the pass because he likes to just cut right in front of it and get the steal.
Yeah, he's very aggressive. Too deep of a catch for Tape. That's going to be trouble if he's able to catch it down that low. There's Austin again inside.
And great job sealing off Bouye behind him. It's 8-all here early in the first half. And they're going to call that one on Tyler Robertson. He's confused on the call. That'll be his first and the team's second.
Tyler's as tough as they come, and he's going to battle, but he's given up quite a height advantage there.
And that's going to be a point of emphasis for Portland. How are they going to handle inside? You've got Robertson and Nduka right now battling near the block. The Pilots holding up. Shabazz puts up another three, made his first one. And Wood with the rebound.
Solid defense by the Pilots. I think they'll live with that shot.
They're giving Nduka a lot of space on the far side of the court. Shabazz trying to pick the pocket of Robertson. Nduka pulls up baseline. He's short. Tape brings down the rebound.
Shabazz so dangerous in transition. He and Bouye.
And three Pilots there. They get the rebound. Moses Wood going up against Stefanini. Austin liked the separation he had, but off the mark. The feed to Masalski off the backboard, he lost it.
Pilots are really battling defensively, coming up with loose balls.
Transition three for Robertson.
That was one of the keys for Coach Golden, was finding Robertson and Meadows in transition, not giving up those open threes.
3-point lead for Portland. Nduka with the steal. Gives it up to Mike Meadows. Using his body to fight off his man. And somehow Nduka rolling on the floor. And I'm not sure what they're going to call first, if it's going to be with USF or if it's going to be with Portland. Either way, it's a meteor break. 3-point lead for Portland. 11-8, 15-11 to go until halftime. Robertson, the three, the difference so far.
back inside the Child Center. Brian Slyke, Joel Sobotka with your call. 3-point lead for Portland, and early on the free throw line is the difference between these two. Portland 4 for 5.
And, you know, that's a key for the Pilots. They're first in the conference. USF's 9th. I think Coach Golden knew that, wanted to keep them off the line, but I think it's Portland's aggressiveness that's leading to those opportunities at the free throw line.
So it looks like they're going to say the ball is staying with the Pilots. There still was no...
It was a jump.
They called a jump ball. All right. Inbound to Robertson. We're ready to resume play. Feeds him back to Wood. Missing the short jumper.
Good look from a nice set run out of bounds play by Coach Leggins.
Wood is one of the players that Leggins would really like to get going early on. He had no points against Gonzaga, and he was slow on the start the other day against St. Mary's. A foul called underneath the hoop. Shabazz will head to the line.
Great cut. So quick to the rim.
And Duca picks up his second foul, the third team foul.
Masalski's a willing passer when they play through him, whether it's out on the perimeter or even in the post. You got a lot of cutters that you gotta worry about.
Shabazz, a transfer from Central Washington. 12.5 points per game, an 81% free throw shooter. And you want to talk about big games in big moments against BYU. He put up 15 points. One of a couple of different Dons that put up double figures. Masalski had 16 and Stefanini had 15 as well. And it was really a true team effort.
And his defense, defending BYU's best player, is well noted as well. He does a tremendous job on the defensive end. You can see him up in pressure in Meadows.
And nails the triple right there.
We thought he had a good practice yesterday. And Sholin knocks down the first 3 of the game for him. That's a huge break for the Pilots, and something hopefully they can build on.
Shabazz lost his footing there. The pass goes over him. Sholin's one of the best shooters on the team. That's what Coach Leggins says. Just hasn't had a whole bunch of run as of late, but if he gets going, he can be lethal. He put up 20 against Cal Poly.
Again, looking to go inside. Austin being guarded by Bouye.
Moses Wood trying to follow up on his missed shot, gets called for a foul. That'll be his first and the team's 4th.
Balls out of bounds, the Dons.
Coonan now in, along with Julian Rishwain.
Ridgeway, the transfer from Boston College, 47% three-point shooter.
And he can score them in bunches too. A former McDonald's All-American nominee. Shabazz drives in the paint. The fadeaway blocked by Mike Meadows. Meadows flexing on him. Robertson driving, fouled by Masalski.
You know, at both ends, Tyler competes, you know, down there. He didn't get maybe a credit for that rebound, but just a tip to keep Masalski away from it. And then at the other end, it's a little bit of a matchup problem with him attacking him from the perimeter.
So it's a 4-point lead right now for Portland as Robertson goes to the line for his first time. Transfer from Eastern Washington, the former 6th man of the year for the Big Sky Conference. 14.2 points per game this season to go along with 6.5 rebounds. And from the line, he's a 90% free throw shooter. Tape checks back in, and Zane Meeks checks in for San Francisco.
Bouye slides over to the point guard position. Still a tremendous score even from that spot.
San Francisco has not had a field goal in almost 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Rishwain, Tape going up against Robertson. And Chris Austin might have just got called for the foul. And he did. That'll be his first and the team's 5th.
Tape's so big, and when you see him get that deep, it's really going to be tough for Tyler, you know, defending that. You know, you like Chris coming down, you like Austin coming down to help a little bit, but maybe a little sooner.
Tape went to Columbia before he had his one-year grad school at Duke, and then he transferred to USF.
82.2% free throw shooter, missing the second one. So Meadows going up against Bouye. Sholin already hit his first triple of the day.
Again, looking for Austin inside.
Going up against Rishwain. Austin's a strong guard. Even though Rishwain's a tad taller, he's not afraid of him. And he got the bucket underneath.
That's the Chris Austin that needed to see on Thursday night, and it's exciting to see him come out this aggressive.
7 early points. And Moses Wood called for the foul. That'll be his second and the 6th on the Pilots. And they really need to be careful. The next foul is going to put USF at the line with almost 13 whole minutes left in the first half. Inbound to Josh Coonan.
I expect to see Bouye get a little more aggressive offensively.
No points so far, just 0 for 1 from the field. He put up a 3 early on. Here's the strong take, and he threw it to an open area. Coonan chases it down.
10 on the clock.
6 on the shot clock. They kick it out. Meeks makes the 3 for the Dons.
They go to their bench, and there's 3 or 4 guys shooting 35% or better from 3, and he's one of them. You got to know where he is.
That ends nearly a 4-minute field goal drought for San Francisco. They're back within 4. Meadows got a screen. Now he's matched up with Coonan. This is a good mismatch for him. Blows by Coonan. Oh, but he can't finish with the right hand.
Great recognition by Meadows. Got a shot that they'd like.
Meeks thought about going baseline. Now the Dons swinging around the outside. Tape wants it against Robertson. Saw Bouye cutting the basket, but the pass behind him.
Little miscommunication.
And that sends us to another immediate break. A 4-point lead for the Portland Pilots over the San Francisco Dons. Austin leading the way with 7 points for the Pilots so far. Sun's starting to go down here in the Rose City. We were fortunate to have a gorgeous day on the Bluff as the Portland Pilots holding on to a 4-point lead against USF inside the Chiles Center about halfway through the first half. And Joel, has anything really stood out to you so far in the first 8 or 9 minutes?
I think the energy defensively that Portland's playing with, the connectivity of their defense, they're talking, they're rotating, they're getting their hands on balls. They're not giving USF anything easy, and I think that's led to them getting out in transition. And then, you know, the emergence of Chris Austin, you know, offensively, I think it's going to be huge for him. And even Moses Wood is pretty aggressive so far.
Early on, the Pilots have forced 4 turnovers. Now, they've only turned it into 3 points. But keep an eye on that. No turnovers for Portland so far.
USF goes zone out of the timeout, seeing if they can kind of slow that momentum and that rhythm that Portland had offensively.
Robertson almost set a screen. Now it's Sholin. Look at the Pilots move that ball around. Austin with the corner three.
Ball went high to low and then kicked out to an open three.
I thought Vucinic was going to take it. He was right there at the basket, but the extra pass, they'll take the three-pointer.
Great zone offense.
Bouye getting the screen, gives it up to Meeks. Great pass to Tape, and the block from Chris Austin from behind. Robertson, short on the three, ball still loose. Coonan will take it. Bouye, strong take, acrobatic, and the finish. He'll head to the line for one, a blocking call on Vucinic. What a strong take, and you see why he's a potential NBA prospect.
You know, with the range that he possesses, shooting the basketball, hanging in the air, taking the contact, so strong, and just so patient as a scorer. You haven't seen him force much tonight, and, you know, probably get him going now a little bit offensively.
And here's another look at the block and then the finish right there by Bouye. And he'll finish the three-point play, his first points of today's game. Bouye averaging 18.3 points. That leads the West Coast Conference.
Back to man for the Dons.
Robertson going up against Coonan. Sholin with it now. It's Pilots keep it on the outside. Vucinic gives it up to Sholin. Missed it. Austin tried to tip it out, but it'll be one and done.
A little bit of a rush shot there, but you got to keep these guards out of transition for USF. They're so dangerous.
Stefanini trying to get around Chris Austin. Zane Meeks, step back three. A dead bounce off the back of the iron. Works in USF's favor.
Almost like a sandwich.
And now it's only a 1-point lead for Portland. Robertson holding on to it, setting up the offense. Vucinic trying to set a screen. And we got a technical. I think they just gave it to Shabazz.
Yep.
And I didn't see anything. Did he have
a little bit of a push, I think, after the initial foul.
They called the first foul on Coonan.
Coach Golden definitely going deeper into the bench than he did on Thursday.
Yeah, they were only working with 7 players in that win against BYU.
On the Dons, Mike Meadows at the line to shoot 2.
So after the technical, Mike Meadows has some free throws, and he misses the first one on the technical foul. Here's a look at it. There's the foul by Coonan going through the Vucinic screen, and then you see Shabazz, the push there on Vucinic. Meadows, a 92.1% free throw shooter. Very uncharacteristic that he missed that first one, but cashes in on the second one.
And the way they shoot it from the free throw line, incredibly important for them to get to the line and get those opportunities.
And the other thing with the technical, Portland gets the ball back as well. So we're halfway through this first half, a 2-point lead for Portland. Mo Wood kicks it out to Austin. Driving baseline, tried to go underneath. Masalski denied him.
You got Masalski playing almost a one-man zone at times. It's going to be tough inside.
Stefanini gets it into Masalski. Vucinic, the freshman, going up against the grad student. Holding his own, and Mo Wood gets the rebound.
Great wall up there by Vucinic, making him shoot a tougher shot. Don't give him a layup.
Sholin picked up his dribble. He's got to get it to somebody else, and it's taken away by Masalski. Takes it all the way, and they're going to get a goaltending call. So that basket will count. And now we've got ourselves a tie ball game with just over 9 minutes to go until halftime.
It's an important stretch right here for the Pilots.
Masalski with 5 points, Meeks with 6. But Chris Austin leading everybody on the floor. He's got 10. Meadows gives it back to Chris Austin. He wants 13. Denied by the rim.
Another solid look, though. A little ball screen. You get Austin replacing behind the ball screen, and solid look for him. Good looking shot.
Dons keep it on the outside. Now they get it to Masalski. Again, going up against the freshman from Montenegro. Spin inside, off the glass, and good.
It's a tough matchup. So physical, so strong, and he's so patient.
I mean, 4 years at San Diego, you pick up a few things in the conference, and he makes it look easy against the freshman. Mo Wood, step back. Off the mark, on the end line, and it actually will stay with the Pilots.
Caught a break there. Kind of an early shot, contested shot with nobody really going to the offensive boards. Getting some fresh bodies in here for the Pilots.
Showen and Meadows to the bench. Yaru Harvey making his first appearance, and Robertson coming back out on the court. Portland just one of their last 7. They've got no field goals in about 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And we'll swap a couple of freshmen. Vucinic to the bench and Duca out on the floor. Talking with Coach Leggs yesterday, he talked so highly about Nduka and his physicality and how he likes him to play. As the 3 knocked down by Wood.
Great out of bounds play. A little screen in for Wood, another 3. Those are huge confidence builders. He needs to shoot the ball when he's open.
Wood now with 6 points. Masalski shoots in his body, pushing Robertson around.
The double came a little bit late. I think when he puts it on the floor, you're going to see Pilots running at him.
And a foul on the back end.
Again, Robertson with a tough matchup, trying to guard him on the perimeter.
Josh Coonan picks up his second foul, and it's a 1-point lead for the Dons. 7:36 left to go in the first half. Dons have got a 1-point lead over the Portland Pilots as we're got about 7:36 to go left in the first half. And Joel, we were just looking at some of the stats right now. 0 offensive rebounds for the Dons. That's a huge plus for Portland.
It is right now. They're competing, they're battling. I mean, the Dons are shooting a pretty good percentage, but still those easy layups, those second shot opportunities, and a lot of times those can turn into kick out threes for those guards. It's really big right now for the Pilots to keep them off the glass.
We're about to resume play. Yaru Harvey will inbound.
2 big threes so far from Zane Meeks off the bench for USF have been huge for them.
Sort of the only one that's gotten going from behind the arc.
Back to Austin in the post.
Going up against Bouye. Great move to get him to bite and the finish in the left hand. Austin's got 12.
He's really comfortable down there on the block. Variety of moves, very patient. You're going to have to see probably an adjustment. USF maybe sending somebody at him.
He's probably the best player on the court for Portland to create his own shot. And that ball poked away. Robertson trying to save it. And that ball ended up on the end line.
And it'll be Pilot basketball. I thought Nduka poked that one out of bounds.
They caught a break there. Shabazz telling him the same thing.
So right now, 1 point lead for Portland. 7 minutes to go until halftime.
You see USF switching some of the screens on the perimeter.
Stefanini bit, and then he gets called for the fouls. Robertson was about to blow right by him. Stefanini picks up his first and the team's 7th, and that should send Robertson to the line for 1-and-1.
Right who you want at the line. Opportunity for the Pilots to extend the lead.
USF held out for as long as they could. Remember, they were at about the 13-minute mark with 6 fouls already.
Portland doing a really nice job, not only competing at the defensive end, but executing offensively, looking for matchups, taking good shots, and attacking when it's there. And that's how you get to the foul line, being on the attack.
Robertson with 6, and he's now a perfect 4 for 4 from the line to make it 7 points. So a 3-point lead. Before this season, San Francisco was the last win for Portland in this building. As that 3 goes down, and Coach Leggins not happy with what he saw in the effort from his team defensively. He calls a timeout at 29-all.
Yeah, tough to lose a 3-point shooter in the corner. You don't want to help from the corner, and that's too good of a look for Meeks. 3 for 4, I think, now from 3.
Yeah, he's got 9 points. And he's really the only one that's getting some solid looks from behind the arc. Bouye hasn't taken a chance yet, and Shabazz had one from the corner, but that's all he's really done.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm surprised Bouye's not as aggressive, sort of letting things come to him. You could see that kind of starting to pick up as we get going into this game. But, you know, what makes him good is he's not just a scorer. He can set up other guys, and your offense or your defense focuses so much on him, and then you have guys like Meeks that can knock down open threes.
29-all out of the timeout. Robertson, Wood, Meadows, Nduka, and Austin on the court for Portland. Shabazz, Bouye, Stefanini, Meeks, and Masalski on the floor.
Looks like they switched. We're back to zone now.
Man momentarily.
Yeah, try to take away that Austin post up.
And Nduka found an opening in that zone. The pass to Mo Wood underneath.
Great pass.
And we're going to head to the line for a 3-point play.
Excellent patience, poised by the Pilots, and a great pass by Nduka, looking down low.
Masalski called for the foul. That's his 2nd, but great feed from Austin getting to Nduka. And then the extra pass to Mo Wood cutting to the basket. That miss will keep the game at 2 points apiece, 31-29.
That's where Bouye's so good, the high ball screen. And, you know, when you have a guy like Meeks setting it as well, it's tough to leave him because he's a shooter and he's popping to the 3-point line.
Bouye now has 5 points. We're under 6 minutes to go in the half.
Salski's still in the game with 2.
And I think he's about to be coming out. And Nduka, the floater, and finally gets it to go. It was hanging on the rim for a second.
Great, strong post move. Nice recognition to find him again with a little bit of a mismatch and him to go finish.
Nduka with his first points. Stefanini, and that's a travel. Stefanini doesn't believe it, but his foot dragged.
Yeah, I don't think he liked that call, but, you know, a turnover for the Pilots. Really impressed at the variety you're getting offensively. So balanced right now, not sure who to focus on. Everybody's stepping up ready to score, which is what Coach Leggins needed.
Both teams just trading baskets. Pilots have made their last 4 shots. Make it the last 5 with that one from Nduka. And then USF 5 in their last 6.
Yeah. Again, excellent offense. Robertson's so skilled, so smooth, and so poised. You know, he doesn't get sped up very often.
Vovo Markovetsky checked into the game for San Francisco. Foul called on Chris Austin. That'll be his second personal.
Number 5, Chris Austin.
And the 7th one on the Pilots, so Markovetsky will head to the line.
On the Pilots.
Not a bad foul, 63% from the line. He was about ready to put up a 90%er, so we'll see.
You're right, 63.6%. A transfer from Washington State. That one halfway down and out. Coonan will check back in along with Rishwain. Meeks and Stefanini back to the bench.
I would imagine Masalski will sit the remainder of the half with the 2 fouls.
And Markovetsky making the second free throw. Already, you mentioned it earlier, Coach Golden using his bench more. And he had it against that game against BYU. And Robertson, fantastic take, blown by the defender, and the finish at the rim.
It's exactly the type of play Coach Golden had talked about. And then you got Robertson guarding the 7-2 guy at the other end. You know, he just does everything, competes and plays. I would say a coach's dream in that regard.
Well, when we were talking to Coach Golden earlier, he spoke very highly of Robertson. He talked about Shabazz lost it there. Wood takes it down, but he talked about how Robertson, he's like a point guard, but also a forward, point forward. He just does everything for Portland.
He does. Whatever's asked.
That ball off the thigh of Tyler Robertson. Shabazz causing that turnover.
Yeah, and switching out before the recognition was there, creating some problems.
So 5-point lead now for Portland. Both teams in the bonus.
There's that high ball screen for Bouye.
Bouye takes it. Got Meadows to jump.
So good with his body, adjusting in the air.
He's got 7. He's averaging 18.3 on the season. Robertson picked up his dribble. He's in trouble. And we got a foul. Was an off ball.
Yeah, a hold. And Duca did a nice job competing for that position and picked up the foul, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Markovetsky picks up that foul, his first, the team's 9th for San Francisco. But Tyler Robertson keeping this team ahead right now. 3-point lead for the Pilots. Another look. Well, we've got just under 4 minutes left to go until halftime between these two. Portland leading 37-34. And right now, looking at the stats right now, both teams, 12 makes from the field, 4 of them each from behind the arc. The only difference right now comes down to that pesky free throw line.
Pilots 9 for 12. Don 6 for 8, and you know the Pilots are doing a great job matching them for points in the paint, and I'm just really impressed with the energy and the effort they're playing. One thing to keep in mind as we get to the end of the half, the Pilots have 3 players with 2 fouls. Masalski also has 2 on the bench. The Pilots guys are in the game. Hopefully keep them with 2 before you go to the half.
And Duca to the line, averaging 7.1 points per game and just a hair under 5 rebounds. Missing that free throw.
Those free throws can be an easy way to extend your lead as well. Give you a little cushion. Here's that high ball screen again, this time for Shabazz.
Shabazz matching hips with Mike Meadow. Tyler Robertson making it difficult, and he rips down the rebound.
Excellent job of going straight up.
Yeah, so many you see guys reach over trying to get the block. Induka setting the screen. They tried to give it back to him. Mo Wood has it now near the corner. 10 on the shot clock. Chris Austin against Kunin. Another strong take for the guard. He's got 14 points.
Very poised, strong move. He looks really comfortable down there in the block.
He's already passed his season average of 13.8. Bouye electing to not go to the hoop on that one.
Had the mismatch as well.
Kunin has a mismatch on Meadows. The feed to Markovetsky. Can't clean it up. Shabazz, the three. Kunin using his reach, and a hard fall by Mo Wood.
Again, just the Pilots competing defensively and on the glass. Meadows up there battling. And then Wood goes up and secures it and draws a foul, and will go back to the line.
And we're just happy to see that Wood was not hurt on that one.
Meadows, but the looked like he might have landed on that back.
As Yaru Harvey checking in. Meadows heads back to the locker room, so Mo Wood to the line. It's 3 for 4 from the free throw line.
At the line to shoot 2.
Bouye trying to get an explanation. Going up for a rebound that last possession for the Dons. Wood hits the free throw. That's his 4th one tonight already.
You look at Thursday, he played 30 minutes. He was 1 for 6 from the floor, 1 for 2 from the line, and he passed that production the first 5 minutes tonight.
Yeah, only 3 points and 5 rebounds in that game against St. Mary's. And he's one of the guys that the Pilots really need to be scoring if they want to get a win.
Coach Leggins echoed that again yesterday, that he wants him to take those open shots and be aggressive.
Wood now with 10 points, 5 of them coming from the charity stripe. Masalski almost got tripped up there.
Back in the game, playing with 2 fouls.
Going up against Matthias Silvera. And Masalski using his size, but elusiveness to get around Silvera.
He's pretty crafty around the rim. Finds ways to get to the front of the rim and score.
He leads the Dons with 11 points. Robertson left his feet, causing the turnover. Masalski had it, and now it's Stefanini. Tape also in the game. And a travel called on Stefanini. That's his 2nd one already tonight.
He's gotten off to a slow start tonight. I know Thursday he had a huge game against BYU, some big buckets in the second half.
Yeah, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists to go along with 2 steals. He was doing everything at the Marriott Center.
Meadows back to the bench. He's good out of the game with 2 fouls, which is good to not pick up a 3rd.
Pilots have hit their last 7 shots, and they're leading by 5 with 2 minutes to go until halftime. Sherwin back in the game.
Looking for Austin inside.
He's had that mismatch all night to 14 points. Sherwin got tripped up on his own feet. Under 10 on the shot clock. Robertson got it to Yaru Harvey underneath, and Masalski denying the young man. And now they've got a jump ball. Masalski lost his footing. Yaru Harvey on the ground. They call a jump ball, and it'll be with the Dons. The freshman from Sacramento, California. Happened to be in the right spot, but a huge block from Masalski.
Harvey kept playing, though, and got the tie-up. Masalski still in the game with 2 fouls. That could have easily been a 3rd, depending on how the play goes. He's had some impact, though, since he's returned to the game.
Bouye, cross-court pass to Stefanini. He's short. Silvera and Masalski are fighting, and that one's going to be on Silvera.
I think Masalski's had a bucket, a block, an offensive rebound, all in the last 3 possessions since he returned to the game.
You're right on that one. Coach Golden pointing up to the scoreboard. Vucinic checking back in, Silvera to the bench. See Coach Golden right there. Now Masalski back at the line. Again, he shoots under 50% from the free throw line. Austin hits the deck, long rebound to Mike Meadows.
Huge job competing for that rebound. I think they know he's, under 50% on the line, that they're expecting a miss, and the Pilots battled to come up with that loose ball.
Coming up on the final minute of play. Robertson at the point, leading this offense. 7 on the shot clock. Sholin has an opening. He's lethal from 3, halfway down and out.
It's a good look, pick and pop action.
Bouye steps up. He wants a triple. Ball still loose. Austin has it.
Another 50-50 ball for the Pilots, and again, just continue to compete and come up with those plays, and those are winning plays.
Portland has not scored in the last 2 minutes. And some confusion there. Robertson.
Looked like they were looking for Christian on the back cut. I don't think Robertson's come out, has he, this half?
He's had a breather momentarily, 18 minutes.
This is going to be an important possession here to go into the locker room for both teams. USF with create some momentum, and Portland to kind of quiet the tide here and take that lead into the locker room.
10 seconds until halftime.
High ball screen.
Yep, he wants the screen. He gets it. Tough pass. Meeks tries to handle it off iron. Masalski puts it back up on the offensive rebound, and no good. You have to think if that was a clean pass to Zane Meeks, he's already knocked down 3 triples. That one could have been dangerous.
Yeah, very much so. But the Pilots survive. They compete again for that offensive rebound and defensive rebound, and you got to give them credit. They're keeping USF off the glass, trying to limit those easy baskets.
Pilots ending the half, 7 of their last 9 field goals. They lead by 5, 41-36. We'll be back.
Disappointment and adversity can be catalysts for greatness. Kathy Freeman. Somewhere behind the athlete you've become, and the hours of practices, and the coaches who have pushed you, is a little girl who fell in love with the game and never looked back. Play for her. Mia Hamm.
I'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out than the chances I didn't take at all. Simone Biles.
It's not necessarily about outworking the person across from me. It's outworking that voice inside of my head that says, I'm too tired, I don't feel like doing it, I can settle. Maya Moore.
With a defeat, when you lose, you get up, you make it better, you try again. That's what I do in life. When I get down, when I get sick, I don't want to just stop. Everyone always says never give up, but you really have to take that to heart and really do never definitely give up. Keep trying. Serena Williams.
Champions keep playing until they get it right. Billie Jean King.
In the midst of an ordinary training day, I try to remind myself that I'm preparing for the extraordinary.
I felt like Portland was a gold mine waiting to be tapped into. This place wants to win. There's a lot of support behind us. We just have to put in the work and go do it now.
Because we had so many new guys, it was all a new experience for everybody. It was kind of just a bonding experience. Now we are in an entirely new environment, under new coaching, and we kind of get to journey through it together.
He's been in our shoes, exactly where we're at as far as being a player before.
Why Portland? Why is this the right time for you?
It's the perfect time, man. It's a sleeping giant here. This is not, it's going to be a very, very special job, and it's going to be a special place where people want to come and watch and play basketball here.
That's where we want to be. We want to be slept on like that, and we want people to doubt us because that'll just fuel our fire so much more.
Just having a loud crowd and people that you know are invested in us wanting to win just gives us an extra gear to be able to go to and feed off the crowd.
Just keep grinding. Wow, what a stick by Robertson.
I'll beat my chest. I'll point out to the crowd and stuff. I'm very much like legs in the sense I play with my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, he's definitely going to be up and down. He's one of those coaches that just doesn't sit down.
The coaching staff from Shantae down to TJ, Bobby, and Pope really do care about their players.
Not only the players, but also the people we are as well. And that connection is so strong. We feel like we're the family, and nothing is hidden from one another.
Coaches have gone out and found talented guys, but also guys that you want to be in the locker room with and really hang out, and bringing that all together, you're going to see the results on the court for sure.
Everyone has helped build the culture that we have now.
Steps back, the three. Oh! Christian Sholin giving the Pilots the huge 1-point lead.
Every year, the non-conference is really good for us to figure out the rotations, figure out guys' roles, and it's really good that we're playing a tough non-conference. We usually try to do that to have ourselves battle-tested.
Answers with the triple, and it is a new career high for Christian.
If you go into somewhere and you don't think you can win, then you shouldn't be playing. I think we could beat anybody, and that's the mentality that our team will have. So we're going to play anybody if they want to play us.
Good defense. Great defense by Naduka. How clever was that?
We just want to establish ourselves, iron out the kinks in preseason play. We're going to play competitive teams. We're going to test ourselves so you get ready for conference play.
This is going to be our first year, so everybody's going to be gauging. I believe we can win. I'm never going to count my guys out. I'm going to stand behind my guys 100%. If I believe that we can win the conference, then why not?
Why not be able to finish number one? It's obviously what we came here to do. We know GU's great, BYU's great, LMU's gotten better again this year. Thinking they're just going to win, it's just going to be another year against Portland, but they're definitely going to have a rude awakening coming.
When I say trust me, we're going to get there, trust me, and it's going to be sooner than later.
inside the Chiles Center. Portland Pilots leading 41-36 over the San Francisco Dons. And a terrific first half for the Pilots. We thought they were going to have some trouble inside, but they matched up pretty well, both rebounding and points in the paint. And, you know, the real big difference for Portland is a kid who did not score that much in their last game against St. Mary's, and that's Chris Austin. He's done a fantastic job this game.
He really has. He's a scorer by nature, and they need him to score. He scores in different ways, and they really found a way to get him on the block, in the post, and you know, he's been tremendous down there, very poised, so strong. They found some, you know, a little bit of a mismatch with the USF's guards, and I expect to see an adjustment from USF if that does change, or if they continue to go back to that for the Pilots.
Well, like I said, fantastic first half, 14 points and a rebound to go along with it in 20 minutes of work. He didn't come out of the game at all in that first half. Let's take a look at some of the stats from the first half between these two teams, and they're pretty evenly matched for the most part. And you look at the made baskets, 13 baskets apiece, each of them with 4 3-pointers. But again, it's the free throw line. Coach Golden talked about it. You've talked about it a couple of times. That is the difference right now.
It is. It's a huge strength for the Pilots, and they've done a nice job. They're aggressive. They're getting to the line. They got into the bonus early, and they'll need to continue that. This will be interesting, these first 4 minutes of this half, to see what adjustments are made and if the Pilots can continue to compete and fight on the boards. I think that's been huge for them, not giving up second chance points to the Dons, and then utilizing Austin down below. He played 21 minutes the other night on Thursday, you know, played all 20 tonight, and he's giving them so much more, and he takes a lot of pressure off Robertson and Meadows.
Yeah, you talked about the second chance points. You see it up on the screen right there. 0, a big old goose egg for the Dons, and then the points in the paint. Only 2 points separating those two. And the bench points, though, something to keep an eye on. The Dons got some production out of their bench. The Pilots still working to get that part of the production going.
Definitely, and they got to know where Zane Meeks is. 3 threes in the first half is huge for the Dons, and have kept them right in this game. But you know, they're known to, as you said on Thursday, only had 4 bench points the entire game. So the Pilots are defending at a very high level. They're getting out in transition. They're attacking off the dribble, and you know, they're getting to the free throw line. They're getting some easy baskets, and they're also getting production from Moses Wood, which, as Coach Legan said, they needed that.
They certainly did. Just about 3 minutes until the start of the second half. Pilots holding on to that 5-point lead. Let's see what we have in store in the second half. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a close one here in the second half. The Pilots have a 5-point lead right now at the break. They played efficient basketball. Wasn't necessarily the prettiest basketball we've seen inside the Child Center, but they got the job done, and they are holding on to this lead right now.
I think if you ask Coach Leggins, it was a great half for the Pilots. Emulating who he is, and the toughness, the grittiness, competing for 50-50 balls, keeping USF off the offensive boards, giving up a huge size advantage, but really battling and being right there.
Yeah, we were at practice yesterday, and during the team breakdown, he talked about the sort of disappointment. There was about an 11-minute stretch where he really didn't feel like he got the best out of his guys, and the guys certainly got the message today. They played hard in that first 20.
Important to get off to a good start in this half. Keep that momentum, that confidence going.
And a foul off ball, and that will be on Shabazz. That'll be his first and the team's first in the half. Looking at the scoring totals for the Dons there at halftime, only one person was in double figures, and that was Masalski. He was doing work inside, and it was just Shabazz and Bouye having trouble getting anything going. And just short right there was Nduka. Shabazz using his body to keep Wood from getting to that ball.
Another good look, good opportunity, nice read by Robertson.
Correction, that is the second foul on Shabazz. He did have that technical in the first half. Yes. Masalski, Stefanini, Bouye, Tape, and Shabazz on the court for San Francisco. Meadows, Robertson, Austin, Nduka, and Wood on the court for Portland. Masalski got an opening, and Nduka trying to land and stay ground, but no call there.
Masalski's so aggressive right now. He's asking for the ball in the post, kept the ball, faked the handoff, and went to the rim. Really doing it all right now for the Dons.
He's got 13 points. He averages 14 on the season. One of the problems for Portland this season is having the ability to go a full 40 minutes on both sides. And Chris Austin seems like he's keeping the same pressure he had in that first half. He's now got 17 points.
Great look from Meadows. Mike Meadows makes the right play more often than not, and great drive and a kick.
Shabazz with the step back. He's now got 7. It's only his second made shot of the game.
A lot of things running through Tyler Robertson right now, playing the point basically, taking some pressure off Meadows with Shabazz being such a good on-ball defender.
Pass back to Robertson. Stefanini on defense, and Shabazz almost had the steal, and now we got a kick. That was off of Mike Meadows, so it'll be San Francisco basketball.
Shabazz can really disrupt right there, being off the ball, getting his hand in the passing lane. See USF ramping up that defensive intensity a little bit.
He's got that quick first step. He'll bait that pass every time. So a 4-point lead. Stefanini had no points after having 15 against BYU. Cashes in right there for 2.
That's his shot right there, that mid-range game.
Stefanini, before this season, he hadn't played in the last 2 seasons. Last year in the Ivy, they canceled their regular season because of COVID, and then the year before that, he suffered an injury. So he's making up for lost time with the Dons this season. That ball out of bounds, it'll stay with the Pilots.
Definitely a reliable player for Coach Golden, competes defensively, knocks down shots, and I don't think he's afraid to take big shots.
Pass to Robertson. Kicks it out to Chris Austin. He just hit that last 3. In and out. And Nduka fighting hard for that rebound. All effort right there. That ball tipped. Chris Austin will keep it.
Second chance opportunity for the Pilots.
8 on the shot clock. Chris Austin gets his own rebound. Out to Meadows. Robertson unloads a 3. That one's short. And a foul going to be called on Chris Austin. He needs to be careful. That's his 3rd personal. First one for the Pilots in the half.
Great job competing by the Pilots. A couple clean looks.
Tape, open corner 3, sinks it.
And I'm not quite sure. We had a timeout call.
Yeah, excellent start for the Dons. You don't expect the big fella to step out there, but he's shooting 50%. He doesn't shoot a lot of them, but had his feet set wide open.
So the Dons take a 1-point lead off the three. It's 45-44, 16:55 left to go in the game. Coach Leggins not happy with what he saw at the start here of this second half. USF on a 7-0 run over just under 2 minutes now. And that's how they have this 1-point lead. Chris Austin has 3 fouls to his name. He'll need to be careful the rest of the way.
Definitely, you know, he's been such a focal point of the offense for the Pilots. You need him on the floor.
Moses Wood with 10 points. Tyler Robertson with 9. Now, Portland usually averages 4 players with double figures. So they're about at that average right now in a close game with the Dons. You know, if Portland can hang in this one and get a win, what a program building win against what could be a quality tournament team. It's a foul called. Foul will be on number 15, Stefanini.
Pilots are staying nice and spread, spaced on offense, looking for those opportunities to attack, and they're going to get those foul calls.
Portland has not scored. 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Tep Haggard and Austin moves incredibly well for his size.
Austin now on Masalski. You like that mismatch if Austin can get by him. Tough take. Spin it away. The hook shot, no good. Mo Wood tries to keep it alive. Shabazz, the active hands, gets it down the court. Pull up 3 in transition.
Quick shot for the Dons. I don't think the Pilots will mind that. Really like the way Moses Wood's competing on the offensive boards. You know, they're looking to go inside to him, trying to go against Bouye.
Portland 0 for their last 4 from the floor. The feed, that's a good mismatch for Wood going up against Bouye. Oh, Masalski denies him. Shabazz can't corral it in though, and it'll stay with the Pilots. That'll send us back on a media break. Same score, 45-44, a 1-point lead for San Francisco, under 16 to go in tonight's game.
Masalski just had a huge block down on the block on Mo Wood. Now went out of bounds, so Pilots kept the basketball. There's only 9 on the shot clock, though, so they'll have to keep an eye on that.
They definitely will. I think you're going to see, and I'd like to see Meadows get a little bit more involved in the offense, a little more aggressive, almost like the second half against St. Mary's on Thursday. I know he's, playing with a little bit of a sore back, but you've got 3 of the scorers really playing well, and I think he can give them a boost here as well. Nice post up there.
Sholin kicking it out to Chris Austin. Gets the rebound. And the Pilots pushing it back out, slowing it down. 12 on the shot clock.
Extra possessions are huge for the Pilots.
Robertson got Stefanini to go by and got the hometown bounce.
So poised, so patient.
Robertson now has 11 points. The 3rd Pilot in double digits. Tape. Almost looked like he could have walked right there.
A little bit of a spin move, but gets so close to the rim. Really going to be hard to stop him that close to the rim. Nice drive. Good set coming out of the timeout by Coach Golden.
Back to a 1-point lead for San Francisco. Sholin going up against Bouye. Robertson drives, doubled near the baseline. They kick it out to Sholin for a 3.
Tough, Poston Christian, they really want to look at him down on the block against Bouye, but you've got Masalski helping and sitting in his lap, and it, makes it really difficult to feed the post.
Yeah, Bouye bailed off of him when Robertson went baseline. So again, still a 1-point lead. Masalski, the charge. Robertson doing the dirty work.
Sort of timed that perfectly. Coach Golden not happy, I think, asking for a flop, but Robertson took it in the chest, was waiting for it.
Robertson may have hit his funny bone on the way down. He was touching his right elbow, but seems to be fine.
Masalski with his 3rd with 14.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, he'll need to be careful going forward. The drive from Chris Austin, and that was blocked, but they're going to say out of bounds off of Austin, so it'll be Don's basketball.
Really physical game right now.
Here's a good look at it.
Out.
Yeah, that was a good call. Austin was the last one to touch it.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to make that pass along the baseline and just lost the ball. Meeks back in at the 4 spot. Pilots need to identify him at the 3-point line.
Yeah, Meeks has 9 points. He averages 5.1 on the season. He went 3 for 5 from behind the arc in the first half.
Great steal by Robertson.
Yeah, handed to the cookie jar there, and the finish! He'll head to the line! Robertson, he's fired up on the ground. And you see why he's one of the biggest leaders for this team. A strong take after the steal.
Just so strong. Great defensive play, and just fires this, not only this team, but this crowd, gets them going a little bit. You got to love what Robertson brings.
Robertson's got 13. He's perfect from the stripe so far, 4 for 4. 5 for 5.
Back to that free throw line, creating that advantage.
So 2-point lead now after the 3-point play. And Tape just got called for the foul. I think there was an elbow into the face.
We're going to take a look at that as well.
Robertson a bit slow, trying to gather himself up.
Yeah, he caught him right in the chops.
So Tape picks up his 2nd. And the 5th one on the Dons here in the half. And here's another look at it. And yeah, sort of the forearm got him up in the chin neck area. Tough break for San Francisco. As the foul's starting to pile up. They got 5 fouls here in this second half, 14 minutes to go. I mean, 2 more fouls, you're putting Portland on the line, and that's a dangerous position for San Francisco to be in.
You couldn't ask for a better scenario for the Pilots, to continue to be aggressive, and if you're getting to the free throw line, they shoot it so well there. And again, we talked to Coach Golden before the game, and it was one of his keys was keeping them off that free throw line.
Yeah, Robertson, 91.2%, good for 8th nationally. Just to go along with the team for Portland, 81.9%. That's 2nd nationally. And they're just going to call an offensive foul on Black. No flagrant. So it'll be Portland basketball with a 2-point lead and 14:07 left to go in the half.
Pilots have weathered that early second half start by the Dons and continue to impress and make those gritty, tough plays to stay in this game and, you know, continue to battle. I think the longer that they continue to do this, it's going to put that pressure on USF.
San Francisco, 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes.
2 of them offensive fouls.
Correct. Robertson going up against Stefanini. Backing him down near the block, kicks it out to Austin. Robertson going in the paint, fade away. Yes!
So many different ways. You know, in transition, off the 3.
He's got 16 points now.
Great job by Meadows. Running Meeks off the 3-point line. The first one was going to be a good look, make him put it down.
A 4-point lead.
Right back to Robertson in the post. Yep, it's a tough guard. Great pass.
Great read right there. Saw the double team and the easy pass across the paint to Nduka.
He's doing it all right now, Robertson, including at the defensive end, guarding a guy about 4 or 5 inches taller than him.
Pilots on a 7-0 run. Meeks can't make it.
Got away with one there. Got sucked in a little bit, and that was a pretty good look for Meeks.
Portland have hit their last 4 shots. Meanwhile, San Francisco, they haven't scored in almost 2.5 minutes.
And Duca with the mismatch inside against Shabazz, looking to go inside. They'll bump Robertson out.
There you go. Shabazz doing a good job staying in front of him. 5 on the shot clock. Gives it up to Chris Austin. He's got to make a move here. 2, 1, partially blocked.
Great job by Shabazz, staying in front of him in the post.
Sholin will pick up that foul. That'll be his first and the second team foul.
At times you get a mismatch in the post and you want to throw it in there so bad that everybody else can see that and everybody's standing and watching.
Coonan checking in. Shabazz will head back to the bench.
I would look for Bouye to get a little more aggressive here.
Only 7 points. Has not scored here in the second half. Stefanini rattles that one out.
One and done again. Pilots, tremendous rebound.
You know, we were talking at the halftime break. Bouye just doesn't seem like himself, like we've seen the explosiveness that he has. I mean, you're averaging 18.3 points. He just doesn't seem to have that first burst of quickness.
No, and as well as shooting the ball from the perimeter, he's been really, really selective. Unlimited range for this guy.
Let's see if he can prove me wrong right here. Bodying up, going against Sholin, and he gets it to go off the glass. He's now got 9. That ends a 7-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes.
So creative and so good with his body. That's why people are excited about him at the next level. He can score in so many different ways.
And a mistake by the Pilots right there. You like where Meadows' head was at, trying to get it to Chris Austin. He's been so effective on the block so far today.
Be a good break for the Pilots. Collect themselves, get a little breather, come back out.
And Duca getting the feed from Robertson. That's helped out to this 4-point lead, 53-49, 11:24 to go. It's a 4-point lead for Portland, 53-49. And if you want your teams to emulate what your coach is like, that's what the Portland Pilots do right now. They hustle all over the court, and they share the basketball. Looking at the stats, 12 assists on 18 made field goals.
You know, playing together, playing through each other, you're not seeing a lot of one-on-one play. The opportunities when they are going one-on-one, they're getting to the free throw line where they have a +6 advantage at the free throw line already.
So Portland looking to hold on to this lead. It would be a tremendous win for this program.
Talking to Coach Leggins yesterday, building not only towards the WCC tournament, but towards next year as well. These are important momentum games. These are critical games to show that improvement, to learn how to win.
I was going to say, especially in these close games, can you close it out? Bouye going up against Meadows, and
great
Moses
rebound.
Wood just skying for that ball. And Duca with it on the far side.
Looking at Austin inside again.
He's going up against Stefanini. And Duca gets it to Meadows. 10 on the shot clock. Mo Wood trying to get open. Going up against Coonan. Kicks it back to Chris Austin. Puts up the triple. Bang!
Just a little two-man game on the side. Moses Wood attacks, draws some help, throw back to Austin, who is feeling it from 3.
He's got 20 points. His career high is 26 that he had earlier this season against VMI. Masalski finishing underneath.
High screen and roll in the middle of the floor, and you get him rolling to the rim. He doesn't miss many of those.
And just keep feeding the beast down low. Stefanini pokes it away. Sholin wants the corner 3. Oh!
2.
Oh, they counted it as a 2.
I think they'll take a look at it, but again, a big shot, big bucket there.
An 8-point lead. Bouye, the floater, cuts back into that lead.
That two-man game with Bouye and Masalski is really tough right now. Not sure who do you have to go to, and you know, Bouye can do that all night long.
Mo Wood with it. Coonan on defense, slapped it away. And Duca with it. 5 on the shot clock, going up against Masalski. Somehow got the shot off.
I'm impressed with the aggressiveness, just understanding time and score, but being aggressive going to the rim.
And Duca now with 6. Bouye, the step back 3.
Timeout, Dons.
And now you see why Bouye can be so lethal. That step back 3, we haven't really seen that tonight so far. That was the first of it, but now it's back to a 4-point game.
Yeah, my 3rd 3-point attempt, I think, of the night. And, you know, the guy has unlimited range. You know, I don't know how that ankle's feeling, but that looked pretty good right there.
I was going to say, seemed to be just fine. I mean, you think back to that BYU game on Thursday. I mean, he took one from outside of Provo, and he made that 3.
Yeah, he's dangerous as soon as he crosses half court, but he's so good. I think what, you know, talking to Coach Golden about the next level is he's so good with the ball, and he uses his body well and finishes. He has mid-range. He can score at all 3 levels, so you can't just play him one way.
Just a good succession of plays right there. Here's another look in Duca, realizing 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He's going up against the biggest body on the court, and somehow he still got it to go.
Yeah, I think this year really seeing a team believe, much different than Thursday night. I think the message that Coach Leggins sent on Friday, and you know, reminded this team that this is how we're playing. We play with a passion and a fire, and you're seeing that at both ends of the floor tonight.
Yeah, you saw that step back 3 by Bouye again, and when we talked to Coach Leggins, you know, it was going to be hard to stay in front of him. Meadows did, but that step back, just an absolute dagger.
You can only make it as hard as you can for him. Contested, get a hand up. He's going to make some tough ones, but, you know, forcing contested shots is what they need.
And Coach Golden right now is wondering why that, or excuse me, I think he thought the corner 3 was a 2. He was pointing over in the corner trying to get some type of explanation on that play.
They initially called it a 2.
They called it a 2?
I don't know if they changed that.
I don't think so. Score didn't change. Still 4-point lead.
Switched it up. Now Robertson rolls into the post. You know, really interchangeable, this offense for the Pilots.
I think he's got the
advantage on Rishwain in the paint.
Definitely. Ooh, he was there.
And they give it to him. Masalski closing in on the double team. Meadows in open three from the wing. No good. Sholin tried to rip that rebound away from Masalski, but he wasn't having it.
Another good look, though.
USF has hit their last 3 shots. Bouye dribbling his way through the defense. The fadeaway over Robertson, short.
Solid job from Robertson. I thought Bouye bailed him out a little bit by falling away, you know.
Woods got 10 points. Robertson 16. Austin with 20. Sholin rattles in and out.
Great look, and I like his confidence. He can shoot the ball. Saw that yesterday in practice.
Coach Lakes called him probably the purest shooter that he has on the team. Bouye fighting Masalski across the paint. And I think Sholin just got called for the foul behind him. And it'll be a 3-point play opportunity. Sholin did get called for it. And that'll be his second and the team's third.
Timeout on the floor, immediate timeout.
And that'll bring us a timeout on the floor. A 2-point lead for the Pilots. Could be cut down to 1 when we come back with free throws. 7:43 left to go in the ballgame. Welcome back inside the Child Center. The Pilots holding on to a 2-point lead. And thanks to Chris Austin, he's got 20 points on the day, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. And he just seems to have a breakout performance right now. He found the mismatch in the first half, down low in the block. And in the second half, he's been more creating his own shot.
He is 8 for 15 overall and 3 for 6 from 3. And that's what makes him dangerous as a scorer. His strength to be able to get off his own shot, create his own shot, but then to step out and knock down threes. He's having a heck of a game.
Masalski is at the line for a 3-point play.
Yeah, Masalski at the line to shoot 1.
Masalski's got 17 points. He's averaging 14.1 on the season. Go along with 8.9 rebounds, and Masalski hits it there.
Big make for him.
Yeah, he's got himself a double-double today. 18 points, 10 rebounds.
I think that's his 5th consecutive double-double.
Robertson to Meadows. 15 on the shot clock. Coonan on defense on Robertson. He lost it.
Wanted to go back to Austin in the post, and just USF sort of ratcheted up the pressure a little bit.
The Dons on a 6-0 run over the last minute 40. They've made 4 of their last 5 field goals. Rishwain with it. He's been quiet tonight, no points.
High ball screen with Bouye and Masalski.
Meadows trying to fight through the screen. Bouye getting the separation. The floater over Robertson.
Bouye was quiet in that first half, held to just 7 points, but he's now got 16 points here altogether. He's starting to find his groove.
He will, and he'll take what's there. You know, he wasn't rushed on that shot. You know, makes it look so easy. Handling the ball now as a point guard as well.
Meadows finds Nduka, puts up the three. That one's short. Bouye the rebound, excuse me.
Dons haven't gotten out in transition much.
They have the 1 point lead. Bouye, the take, no good. Masalski tips it up. Tape can't get it. And that's just a great effort right there by the Pilots, keeping that ball alive. I believe it was Mo Wood, the first guy who poked it away.
And Austin as well, but Mo Wood's been doing that all night, competing, getting his hands on balls, fighting for those 50-50 balls. And that's why you're in this game. That's why you get a chance to win.
Pilots have not scored in almost 3 minutes. The Dons on an 8-0 run over that time.
Important possession here. Back to Austin.
Going up against Kunin. Tape tried to take it away. Mo Wood cutting to the basket. Now it's Robertson. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. The feed to Nduka. He's got 5 seconds. He's going up against Masalski. The left hand off the glass. Can't get it to go. That was a tough take.
Solid defense by Masalski to stay down and force a tough shot.
He really has made a huge difference for the Dons this season with his presence down in the paint.
Tape working hard on the offensive glass.
Rishwain, no good. Nduka grabs the rebound. He's got 8.6 rebounds now.
Really become a half-court game. I think the Pilots need Meadows to get aggressive. I think he's going to need to knock down a shot.
Or you get Mo Wood to hit a triple just like that.
Off a handoff, ready to shoot. Great look and knocks it down.
13 points for Moses Wood. And I think we're staying here.
Foul underneath away from the ball.
Yeah, foul on Nduka. His third personal and the fourth one on the Pilots. The Dons haven't scored in just over 2 minutes. Benches up for Portland. Rishwain, a corner three. That one's long, and it's Bouye who comes from out of bounds to get that rebound.
Shot clock didn't reset.
They got 10 on the shot clock now.
Yeah.
Good catch. The floater from Bouye, back iron.
Look at Wood compete.
Oh, and off the hands of Nduka, frustrated with himself. As the Pilots still holding on to that 2-point lead. But right now, you have to be impressed with what Portland has been doing. We thought rebounding was going to be a struggle point for them, but they're doing everything they can, poking the ball out of hands, going up, and bodying the Dons.
They're doing everything they can. They're competing. They're fighting for those 50-50 balls. This would be a huge stop here.
San Francisco 0 for their last 5 from the floor. No points in 2.5 minutes, and it'll stay that way.
Big stop for the Pilots. Get close to the 4-minute media.
Robertson backing down Stefanini. Now they switch. And Nduka might have the mismatch down on the block going up against Stefanini.
He does, and Masalski's got to respect Mo Wood on the perimeter.
And there Wood puts up the shot, and Kunin ends up with it.
I think both teams a little fatigued right now. The offense has gotten a little stagnant. And there's Bouye in transition.
And that'll tie us up, just under 4 minutes to go.
So explosive. Coach Golden cheering on the guys to get a stop right here.
It's their first making their last 7 shots. And that seems like a veteran move right there by Robertson to get Stefanini on the foul. Stefanini picks up his third. 63 all, we're under 4 minutes to go. Moses Wood with the triple. He's got 13 and 7. 63 all, just under 4 minutes to go. We got an exciting one here inside the Child Center. Brian Slike and Joel Sobaka with your call. 63 all as we have this media break right now. And you said it just before the break, both teams look gassed. They certainly needed that break. What would you like to see here in the final 4 minutes from both sides?
Well, I think both of them needed a little bit of break. The offense got a little stagnant. You saw Bouye get end-to-end and get the layup. And I think for Portland, they're going to need to contain and continue to compete on the boards. They've got to do a better job and just continue to not give up second shots. And then for USF, I really see them going back to that two-man game with Bouye and Masalski and just seeing if that high ball screen sort of pick your poison.
The Dons just one of their last 7 from the field. And the other thing we were just talking about at the break, 6 fouls for San Francisco. Portland makes their money from the free throw line. They need to get back there. They only have 1 attempt so far in the second half.
Going back to Robertson in the post.
Poked away by Stefanini. And Meadows, good job cutting off Bouye. That could have been an easy basket.
Smart play. Only the 5th foul.
And that's the first one on Meadows, and you just said it, 5th one on the team. Shabazz back in the lineup.
Still have the ball in Bouye's hands, though.
You have to wonder if they have him in there for his defensive efforts here in the late stretch with a tie ball game. Make it more difficult. Squeeze the Pilots down the stretch. Masalski to Robertson. I think he got a piece of that one. Ball still loose, and Wood has it. Man,
great interior defense.
Yeah, the effort from Tyler Robertson is unmatched tonight. Under 3 minutes to go. Wood has it, puts up the shot with 6 on the shot clock, and Masalski gets the rebound. He's now got 18 points and 11 rebounds.
USF's done a nice job on the offensive or defensive glass the last few possessions too, giving Portland just one look at it.
And nothing you can do right there, and you just said it, play that two-man game. Bouye and Masalski, it worked right there.
You stop one and you free up the other, and Masalski's been just a beast inside tonight.
Robertson got Bouye to fall by him. Wow, crafty.
So crafty. Huge basket for the Pilots.
Robertson now has 18.
Two-man game again, up tie.
Bouye lets loose on the 3. The fans were in it. They're silenced by the 3. And I think we have a foul after the shot. Tape.
Technical foul.
Yep. And so that'll be free throws and the ball for Portland. And Tape picks up his 3rd. Now, I didn't get a look at what happened. I was looking at the 3. And I want to say the shot counted.
Yes. Effortless play by Bouye. Coming off the ball screen, you don't get out on him, and he just rises up and knocks it down.
And do you think that's what the refs are talking about, just making sure that shot was good before the foul was called?
I think so, yes.
And we'll get the clarification here.
So we have a Class A technical foul called against 11 Black. It'll be a technical foul on it counts as personal. White will shoot 2 shots down here, so White will put the ball down here on the end. Thank you.
Thanks. So technical foul leads to 2 shots for Portland, and then Portland will get the ball back all the way back on their side of the court underneath the basket where the Dons are shooting.
Huge momentum swing there.
And now you've got one of the nation's best free throw shooters at the line.
Tyler Robertson at the line to shoot 2.
Under 2 minutes to play.
That one hurts. As Masalski happy about that one as he head bobs near half court. And there he sinks the second one, but now the Pilots get possession with under 2 minutes to go.
Important possession here. Need to get a good shot, a quality shot. I'd like to see it go back to Austin if possible.
So 19 points for Robertson. Austin's got 20. Robertson's career high is 22 points. Coonan back into the lineup. Shabazz to the bench. USF trying to keep the ball screen on the side of the floor. Got to be careful not to foul. The Chris Austin.
Great drive.
And a fantastic take. He's going to head to the line. We'll see who they call it on, Masalski or Stefanini. Hits Stefanini. He's got 4 fouls now. And that also, not that it matters in this exact possession, but it puts the Pilots in the bonus the rest of the way.
It definitely does, and that's the type of aggressive drive that you need from Chris Austin. You need him to get to that foul line and be aggressive, and at this point in the game, down 2, it's a critical play.
Nearly a 75% free throw shooter. 1 for 2 today. Two for 2, and now we've got ourselves a tie ball game with 98 seconds to go. Shabazz comes back in for the offensive presence. Coonan to the bench.
Ready for the high ball screen here. 2-man game.
They're already talking about it. Walking up the court together. Double teamed Bouye. Shabazz, Masalski. Good recovery by Robertson to get over to his man. The spin inside. He's just so big. He's got every angle on all the Pilot players.
This is a great rotation by Robertson. Just a very patient post move by Masalski.
And a timeout called by Portland as they trail by 2, 70-68 with 1:13 to go. All right, it's crunch time now, Joel. This is what they used to pay you the big bucks for.
Right.
What's going on in the huddle right now for Portland? They're trailing by 2.
I think you go back to Austin. You know, he just got to the free throw line, knocked down 2 big free throws. I think depending on where the matchup is, watch if USF keeps Shabazz in the game defensively. But, you know, Robertson's had to do it all tonight. And he's really, I think, expended a lot of energy at that defensive end. Guarding Masalski, guarding the bigger players. So I think you'll see the ball in Tyler's hands to start. But I would like to see it go back to Austin and see if he can't get himself to the free throw line or get a basket.
Well, they've got 27 seconds on the shot clock. If they don't make a basket here, are you fouling quickly, or are you going to try to let them go to their possession? You've had some success with stopping them.
I think defend, you know, it's a little bit too early to start the foul game. Unless Masalski, unless you get a guy where he touches it, I think a guy like that you might want to put on the line right away.
Austin attacking the hoop, in trouble. Oh, he got the shot over Stefanini and Masalski.
Looks like he might have got hit as well. Went right to Austin. Great call out of the timeout.
Austin's now got 24. He's 2 away from his career high. The fans in the Child Center, they're up on their feet. They're excited. Bouye kicks it out to Stefanini. Had to chase it down. 10 on the shot clock.
By the Pilots. Got him really stretched out right here. You don't want to foul.
The Pilots are in this one. Stefanini, the fadeaway with 2 on the clock. No good. Offensive rebound. Coonan. Oh, he got the bounce. Heck of a play by Josh Coonan coming in on the back end of that shot to get the offensive rebound, and he got the bounce.
Timeout San Francisco, but boy, you had 2 people chase Stefanini and try to contest that shot, and it left Coonan open on the backside.
Here's another look at it. Stefanini going all the way to the other side of the court. Almost a forced shot, but again, he was coming down on the last seconds of the shot clock. Coonan crashing in. Tough break for the Pilots, but guess they got 27 seconds left. It's not the end here.
No, 2-point game, 27 seconds. You've had success, you know, isolating different matchups. I imagine they'll stay with that same lineup. That's the lineup that they had in for defense with Coonan on the floor. But again, I look something with Chris Austin getting to the basket, and if you force a double team or you force them to overhelp, you've got people like Moses Wood on the perimeter to kick it back out for a 3.
So it's a 2-point game, 27 seconds to go. And defensively, how do you try to set up to stop the Pilots here?
I think you'll see them be aggressive. You'll see Masalski maybe play that one-man zone a little bit, try to help in the post if Austin's going to post or if Robertson's going to go down there on the block, try to give help there. But, you know, if anything, you're hoping to force Portland into a contested shot, kind of a tough shot. If you're the Pilots, you're going to take the shot. You want to crash and go get it. If you don't score it, I think you're going to put them on the line immediately, especially if it's Masalski on the rebound. You'll want to get him on the line.
And Masalski, again, under a 50% free throw shooter. He's got 3 attempts today. He's 2 for 3. And the fans, some life inside the Chiles Center.
Nice to hear the crowd get into it here in the Chiles Center. Sholin into the game for Nduku as well. Another shooter on the floor. Going to force Masalski to have to play him honestly and not be able to help inside.
Mo Wood has it, gets it across the timeline. He's going right at the basket. Now he pulls it out. Broke it up. Shabazz has it. Mo Wood chasing him down. He got the block.
What a block.
And the rebound for Austin. He's going to bring it up. 8 seconds left. And we got a timeout call by Portland.
Wow.
What a succession of plays. You thought the dagger was about to come on the layup from Shabazz, but Mo Wood coming in, getting a hand on the ball.
For a guy who's known for his offense and his shooting, that was the play of the game, the block, the chase down block. Incredible by Mo Wood.
And here's a look.
Shabazz again getting his hand on a ball, making a play. Wow.
Just fantastic effort by Wood.
I thought it almost was going to go in after he blocked it.
Same. It was just hanging on the rim.
There was a little bit of contact here in the middle of the floor as well. It could have called a foul and put Austin in the line, but you're right back in the same spot, down 2, but only 7.6 seconds left on the far side. The inbound over here. You know, I look for something to Robertson, maybe for him or Austin to be able to go and attack quick. If you don't score it, maybe you get to the foul line as well.
I was going to say, you have to be careful if you're San Francisco. 18 fouls already. Anything is going to put them on the line for at least 1. 7.9 seconds up on the clock. So they went through the scores table, looked it over, and there's 7.9 seconds left on the clock after the timeout called by Coach Leggins on the bench for Portland.
You know, interesting substitution, bringing Christian in for Ndika. I think it forces, like we talked about, Masalski can't just play the paint. So hopefully that's going to open things up, and they'll get an opportunity to attack the lane and you know, force USF to have to guard him down the paint. And that's what we go back to those keys, and Coach Golden talking about keeping the Pilots off the free throw line. This is a critical time as any right now.
On the floor for the Dons, Kunin, Tape, Masalski, Bouye, and Shabazz.
Got a Saturday evening raucous crowd in the Chiles Center.
It's been a while since we felt this energy.
Feels good.
They got it to Chris Austin. And fouled by Josh Kunin. It'll be 1-and-1 for Chris Austin. Coach Golden, he can't handle it right now. Had to look away after that foul.
Surprising that, you know, I guess he was just going for a steal, being a little bit over-aggressive. I don't think that was something that they wanted to do. Austin's, I think, what, 73%?
He's about a 75% free throw shooter. Austin's 3 for 4 on the day, 24 points.
Again, if you miss and Masalski were to rebound, I think you're going to foul immediately. You want to make sure if he's the one with the rebound that you put him on the line. You don't want Bouye or Shabazz.
Neither team has a timeout left. And the miss on the free throw, and they foul Josh Kunin. Kunin's got 2 points, no attempts at the free throw line so far, and Kunin is a 61.1% free throw shooter.
Not a bad foul. You're still got 4.7 and still could be, oh, it's not 1-on-1 yet, so not quite in the bonus. So they're going to need to foul immediately. And they got Masalski out of the game, which is important for USF.
Coach Leggins, I think, well, he couldn't have called a timeout. There's no timeouts.
He asked him to take a look at the clock. Basically gives him a timeout.
I was going to say, he basically just got another timeout for them to look at that clock with 4.7 seconds left.
Well, regardless of the outcome here, I'm so impressed with the response from Portland after Thursday night, you know, and a team like USF that's fighting, you know, projected as right now in the net rankings 33rd to be in the NCAA tournament, fighting for that postseason life. But it shows you what this Pilot team's capable, and I think more than anything, you know, points to the program that Coach Leggins is building and what's to expect in the future. You talk about the number of transfers. I think it's 13 new players this year. To create that culture, he's working on it every day, and I think we talked about yesterday, to have that spring and summer with this group together, you're going to see good things here in Portland.
Well, I know people are already thrilled in the short time that he's been here with the production and the group that he has, and you're right, having a full year with these guys will be a big difference come next season.
Want to get a foul immediately.
Stefanini got the ball and he got fouled. Stefanini is a 77.8% free throw shooter, and Duca picks up his 4th foul.
Chief Duca, his 4th personal, 17th foul on the Pilots. San Francisco's into the bonus.
And now they're going back to the clock to check to make sure that it's the correct amount of time left. So sort of another built-in timeout, a Leggins special, right?
Yeah, a Leggins additional timeout, but you know, you want to make sure it's right, obviously.
Yeah, in this type of pressure situation with how close this game is.
I got to think if you're San Francisco and you make 2, and it's a 3-point game, I think you would probably see San Francisco foul, you know, with 3.9 left if it's a one-possession game in that sense. No timeout. Coach Leggins talking about rebound and go, or get it in and go. I think he feels the same thing. If it's a 3-point game, they're probably going to want to foul.
Stefanini makes the first free throw. His first attempt from the line. He's only got 3 points now tonight. Go along with 3 rebounds. Kunin in, Shabazz to the bench. Stefanini 2 for 2. And so you're thinking that San Francisco might foul here just because it would be 2 shots instead of a 3-point opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to give that opportunity. We'll see how they play it.
Oh, and Bouye with the steal, and that is how San Francisco wins it.
Heck of a play by Bouye. I think he was going for the foul.
He was
getting the steal.
He was indeed. And that ends it here inside the Child Center. An exciting one, but the Dons pull it off 74-71. I'm Brian Slyke. That was Joel Sabatka. And for you hockey fans out there, stick around as we send you to Spokane for some WHL action between the Portland Winterhawks and the Spokane Chiefs.